Have you ever felt like giving up? Have you ever looked at your problems and thought, I'm not strong enough for this? Maybe you felt tired, stressed, heartbroken, or afraid about your future. If you have ever felt that way, then today's message is especially for you. Today, I'll be explaining about Philippians chapter 4, verse 13, in a very simple way that anyone can understand. This verse is one of the most powerful and most quoted verses in the Bible because it gives people hope, strength, and courage during difficult times. The verse says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. At first, when many people read this verse, they think it means, I can do absolutely anything I want. Some people think it means they will automatically become successful in everything they do, never fail, or never face problems. But the deeper meaning of this verse is much more beautiful than that. To understand this verse clearly, we first need to understand who wrote it. The Apostle Paul wrote this message while he was going through a difficult time in his own life. He was not sitting in a comfortable place enjoying an easy life. He was facing suffering and hardships. Yet even during those difficult moments, he wrote words filled with hope and faith. That itself teaches an important lesson. Strength does not always come when life is easy. Sometimes true strength appears when life becomes hard. When Paul says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, he is not saying, I can do anything by my own power. He is saying, no matter what life brings, Christ gives me strength to face it. There is a very important difference between those two ideas. Life is full of challenges. Sometimes people lose hope because they fail an exam. Sometimes they face family problems, financial struggles, stress, loneliness, disappointment, sickness, or fear about the future. There are moments when people feel emotionally exhausted and think they cannot continue anymore. They may feel weak on the inside, even if they look fine on the outside. During those moments, this verse becomes a message of encouragement. Think about climbing a mountain. At the beginning, you may feel excited and full of energy. But as you continue climbing, the path becomes steeper and more difficult. Your legs become tired and you feel like stopping. Life often feels similar. At first, everything seems easy, but then unexpected problems appear. Sometimes people want to stop trying because the journey becomes hard. It reminds us that when our own strength becomes small, God gives us strength to keep moving. This verse also teaches something important about strength itself. Strength does not always mean physical power. Some of the strongest people are not the ones who lift heavy things. Real strength can look very different. Strength can be continuing to move forward after failing many times. Strength can be staying patient during difficult seasons. Strength can be getting out of bed on days when sadness feels heavy. Strength can be forgiving someone who hurt you deeply. Strength can also be choosing faith instead of fear. Imagine a student preparing for an important test. The student studies hard but still feels nervous. Thoughts begin entering the mind saying, what if I fail? Fear starts creating doubt. Philippians 4:13 reminds that student that they do not need to face pressure alone. God can give peace to a worried heart and confidence during uncertain moments. Think about someone chasing a dream. Maybe they want to become successful, build a future, or achieve something meaningful in life. The journey may take longer than expected. Failures may happen. People around them may discourage them. They may even begin doubting themselves. This verse becomes a reminder that difficult moments are not signs to quit. God can give the strength needed to continue even when the path feels hard. Another important lesson from this verse is that God's strength often works quietly. Many people expect strength to come like a sudden miracle, but sometimes God works in small ways. He gives peace during confusion. He sends encouragement through other people. He provides hope when everything feels dark. He gives patience while waiting for answers. Sometimes His strength appears through little moments that we almost overlook. This verse also reminds us that weakness itself is not something to be ashamed of. Everyone has moments where they feel tired or broken. Everyone experiences fear and struggles at some point. Feeling weak does not mean you have failed. It does not mean God has left you. In many situations, people discover God's strength most clearly when they realize they cannot depend only on themselves anymore. It also teaches us that life will still have obstacles, disappointments, and difficult days. But with God, we do not walk through those situations empty-handed. He gives courage when fear appears, wisdom when we feel confused, hope when we feel discouraged, and strength when we feel like giving up. So before ending this explanation, I want to leave you with this thought. Philippians 4:13 is not simply a verse about winning or becoming successful. It is a reminder that whatever life places in front of you, you do not face it alone. There will be days when you feel weak, but God can strengthen you. There will be days when you feel afraid, but God can give you courage. There will be days when you want to stop, but God can help you take one more step forward. And sometimes that one more step changes everything.